Masech Sanhedrin Daf Nun Aleph, continuing from Nun Amud Bet, third wide line. Today's daf sponsored by Yosef Gindi, the Vashma Miliabat Fridan. Ubat Ish Kohen Kitahel, when the daughter of a Kohen sins and therefore she ruins the Kohuna. Now that might think, Yachol Afilu Hilat Shabbat. Maybe that sounds like even if she just ruins Shabbat, should be chayav all these avirot. The Gemara says no. Talmud Gemara is not. It refers to literally adultery. Behilin shebeznut Talmud is referring to specifically adultery that we do serefa. Now Yachol Afilu Pniyah. Maybe this refers even when she's not married. Therefore, we make a zera shava between the word father from the Nara Merusam. So referring to only adultery when she's connected to a husband, whether it's Arusa, etc. Of course, maybe it says Aviha, her father. So maybe that it means literally with her father, not necessarily adultery with someone else, but rather she was with her father. Where it says, sounds like when it says that she's causing it to become profane, she's ruining the kehuna. It sounds like it's with other people. Why you have the word Avia? That's talking about a case where she is engaged arusa. Where it says, so it sounds like, okay, fine, you have a proof for that the she's arusa. But how do you know that if she's an Arab but she's fully married, not an Arusa, or fully adult girl and she is an Arusa, or a fully adult woman or she's Nisua, or even it's just an older lady, or let's say she got engaged afterward. She got engaged and she got older. How do we know? How do we know that she's Tachayat Mamar Ubat Kohen? Any Bat Kohen. Any daughter of Kohen. I want to say Bat Kohen. It says Bat Kohen and the other Shin said Kohen. I don't know that it sounds like if she married a Kohen and this happened. How do we know that if she's Chayav Serefa even when she got married to a Levi Israel, a non-Jew, a Halal, a Pasul Kohen, a Mamzer, or an Atina, thing was a fake type of Jew? It sounds like she's a daughter of a Kohen, even if she's not a Kohen currently, which means she married anybody else. We're going to get, it says before as well. She gets Serefa, but the man that she adulterated will not get Serefa. He Beserefa, she gets Serefa, Ven Zomem Beserefa, and the Zomem witnesses about her. If they're Zomems, they don't get Serefa, like I mentioned earlier. Rabbi Eliezer says, Etavia Beserefa, Bet Hamia Beskila. Her father gets Serefa, but her father-in-law gets stoning. We'll explain what that means later on. We're actually going to break down everything one at a time. Where it says, Amar Amor. Let's go. Let's start from the beginning. I feel Shabbat. Sounds like maybe even if she ruined Shabbat, she'd be burned. So Amar says, Shabbat Sikila is given for people who are Mechalel Shabbat. Why would you lower it for burning? The Gemara says, no, the Gemara says, this is going according to the Shimon. It holds that Serefa is more Chamor, and therefore something therefore you might think that since Kohanim have more mitzvot, they should be punished. And if they ruin Shabbat, maybe she should get Serefa, Kmashman, only adultery. The Gemara says, why would she be the one getting Serefa, not her father? Where it says, he came said the difference between a girl and her father. Yani, why was the Kohen himself not get Serefa? Because the Kohen himself would have to do Nechal Shabbat to serve the Bet HaMikdash, and therefore, since he doesn't always have to keep Shabbat per se, he won't get Serefa, but she should. The Gemara says, and therefore, no, only adultery, not Shabbat. The Gemara says, hi, yeah, maybe even a unmarried woman said might be chayav. The Gemara says, like according to Bielzar, unmarried man with unmarried woman is considered znut, and therefore you might think it's chayav. Oh, maybe we say the word father to include that, to say that she's only if she's with her father she gets burnt, but not other people. The Gemara says, what's the hadush? She's in tab she had incest with her father. My idea about Kohen, I feel about this any daughter with their father gets Serefa. To teach you that Serefa is given for any incest. So why would you need to teach me by Bat Kohen? The Gemara says, you might think you need it. So you might thought, to exclude Rabat Halacha. Because it's specifically mentioned by Bat Kohen. Mashlan, therefore it teaches you, it's referring to if she has relations with someone else besides her father. Gemara says about Kohen and the relation to the Kohen. We said before that only maybe you would have thought maybe if she's married only to a Kohen and she gets permanent terms of United, and he said so the Malag that is Kohen about fish in Kohen. I've already said Mishum the Lahani Lapat Koheni. Why would we think that if she's married to these other people, she would be excluded? She's still a Bat Kohen. But two, additionally, Midi Kohen the Kohen, it didn't say specifically a Bat Kohen married to Kohen. Everyone says no, something that you would have thought. Ki Tahil is not Amar Kohen. It says if she started to do Mehadel herself with adultery. Sounds like only if she became ruined now for the first time. But if she's married to other people, she's ruined from Kihuna. We said if the daughter's Kohen's daughter rather marries a stranger, she can't eat Teruma. Since once she has relations with a non-Kohen, she can no longer have Teruma. Therefore, you would think that also we excluded from Talachah. The Gemara says no. Levi Yisrael Nami also regarding to Levi Yisrael, when a Kohen girl loses her husband, the Kohen Levi, Levi Yisrael rather, and there's not kids, she could go back to her father's house and eat Teruma from her Kohen's father. Since she can't have Teruma while she's married, therefore maybe she shouldn't get Tzedekah, and she does. Would look here against the mayor. The Tanya says, "But Kohen, a Kohen's daughter married to Israel, and then she accidentally ate Truma. Mesha limited the keren. So generally, when a person eats Truma, they're not supposed to eat. They have to pay the principal and 20% fee, a fifth. So if this girl eats it, however, the Amish limit the Chomesh, she would pay the principal, not the Chomesh. If she does adultery, she gets Sefa. And they said if she married a Pesul woman, like a Pesul man, like a Nitin or Mamzer, Mishlemet Keren Chomesh pays everything. And she gets punished with strangulation. So according to the Meir holds that if a woman is married to a halal, a person who's a pasul to kahuna, like a mamzer, for example, and she commits adultery, she'll get strangulation. So Argumana is excluding that. In both cases, she'll pay the principal, not 20%. When the time it's fine, she gets burning. And against Remeir, like we hold like. Okay. The says her father, if she's with her father burning, with her father-in-law stoning. The word says, what's going on? Her father-in-law. Referring to that she committed incest with them. My about Queen, we mentioned a Queen's daughter. I feel about Israel, even about Israel. Be told by Serefa, because we know that if a man with his own daughter gets Serefa, the Kabbalina, a guy with his family gets Skida. Maybe means that when it's living with her father, it means that while she's still living with her father, she's only engaged. Maybe it means when with her father-in-law means while they're fully married in the reshut in her father-in-law's possession or domain, because she married his son. That's when the halacha says. Come on, who's that all according to? We just said that a Kohen's married daughter is patur from Zerefa, below Arusa, but a Arusa will be chayav. Engaged or married gets Zerefa. He said that Arusa gets Zerefa, but also not fully married. And therefore, if she has adultery with her father-in-law while fully married, she'll get Hanek like any other married woman. So how would Blazer fit? Where it says, the following was taught as explained as follows. It's like Rabbanan and he explained it as follows. Whenever the Torah gives an execution for a woman for adultery, it gets increased by one for her father. What does that mean? It's about Israel, a fully married daughter of Israel. Because technically adultery would be chenek, which is worse, which is less than burning. And then therefore, if she's with her father, the Kohenet will get the serefa. But anything that the Torah would give an execution that's above the incest, which is Imanu, there's a case of a daughter, engaged daughter of Israel. Because that she usually gets Sikila. But her father-in-law, she would get Sikila. So Rabbi says, 1 second. You explain this beautifully, but where did you throw in these words up, above, you increase, you decrease? With the Mishnah never says you increase the punishments depending on the case. The Gemara says, different explanation. Lam Kirishma, really call her Bishma, that the Kohen's Arusa daughter gets Serefa. And if she's married, she gets Henek. Vachi Kamar business as follows. Et Havia Bershut Havia Besrefa. With her father, yani if she's engaged, with her father, she gets Serefa. Vet Hamia me Hamia Beskila. And if she's fully married and then she lives with her father-in-law, she gets Sekila. The Chol Adam Henek, but any other man, she would get Henek. Why? Oh, Idi Mash, oh, Idi Rishut. You can't start splitting up the case. Either you have to explain both cases that it was with literally her father or father-in-law, or you have to explain that it was to become out a case that it means that it's in the reshut of either she's arusa or nisua, either she's in the reshut of her father or father-in-law. You can't start mixing and matching them. Where it says that, and Rabbi Shimon holds everything is that burning is the worst, that it is the worst. And Rabbi Elazar holds that a fully married daughter is like a engaged daughter, and therefore just like a engaged daughter, we raise it from stoning to burning because he holds burning to us. So also by a married daughter, we raise it from henek to sekila. Rabbi Shimon cannot say both things. Because why? It's impossible to say that Rabbi Elazar would hold that a fully married daughter would get sekila because Torah never says that. So now you're going to say, what, Rabbi Elazar holds like Rabbi Shimon that burning is the worst, and a engaged daughter and a married daughter are burned, of a Kohen are burned because the Torah doesn't separate them. But the problem is that we never saw that Rabbi Elazar hold like Rabbi Ishmael to say that the burning applies only to the Arusa. And therefore a fully married daughter would be of a Kohen would get Sekila. So you can't fit those two opinions together. Really, that an arusa gets stoned and a fully married daughter gets burnt. And he made a mistake. When the father gets, if she's with her father, she gets stoned, and with her father-in-law, she gets serefa. Why did he have to use that lashon? We don't like the wording. Why did he use that phrasing? Because he used the same phrasing as the Tanakama, but he didn't mean it like that. Okay. Halacha is like Ravin that said in the name of Yossi with Rabbi Hanina. The first explanation they gave. The Gemara says, you're giving halacha from Mashiach. What does that mean? We don't need this right now. That's sekila. We don't need the halacha now. The Gemara says, so round. But because we don't have Bet HaMikdash now, we shouldn't learn the halachot of shechita and zvachim. So over here, we have to study to learn and get reward. So to over here, we don't know what's going on, especially today's daf. We don't know what's going on, but you get reward if you study. The Gemara says, "Hachi Kamri." He says, "No. I need you to tell me who the halacha is like." What was the point of mentioning? Oh, the halacha is like him in this regard. It does not make a difference. There's no point in arguing it. The Gemara says, and that's how they leave it. It says that there's no point in announcing who the halacha is like. Because we don't need this halacha because Mashiach will find out then regardless. Okay. Rabbi Ishmael. How do we know Rabbi Ishmael said earlier that an arusa of a kohen gets burnt and a fully married one gets henek? Now, the brother says, Ubat ish kohen kitahel is not a daughter of a man who's a kohen and does adultery. Binara here arusa. She's talking about a case, possibly talking about a case that she's in arusa. The Gemara says, who says that? Or maybe she's fully married. You know, the pasuk says, "Ish asher yinaf et eshet re'ehu mot yumat hanoef hanoevet." Torah already tells you regarding adulterer and adulteress. Any all women were included in that halacha, adulterer and adulteress. Yeah, they get henek. Therefore, the Torah, and however, the Torah did exclude a daughter of Israel that she gets sekila if she's engaged. But Kohen's daughter, she gets serefa. So just like the Torah excluded the daughter of Israel to increase her punishment from henek to sekila, so too the engaged daughter of a kohenet, she gets it from sekila to serefa, and that only applies to arusa, not a married one. Gemara says, "The only witness to testify against this kohen's daughter, they also are included." What does that mean? What do you mean? The guy who she had adultery with, what kind of kasha zamam do you have with that? If he did it, he did it. If not, not. The adulterer never did anything wrong. He didn't. Rephrase. The adulterer should not be considered part of the men witnesses. he did not try to trap her. Take that one sentence out of what I just said, and it sounds very bad. Oh, the adulterer didn't do anything wrong. Okay. What I meant is, why is he included in Zomem witnesses? The Gemara says, or Zomem witnesses get the same mitah that they were trying to give to the man that she had adultery with. Henek. Because you get the mitah that you tried to do to your brother, which means not to a girl. Engaged and married daughter of a Kohen are excluded from regular chenek, and they get to the maybe even unmarried girl. Teach you. We said there's an exercise Shabbat teach you that there's a inclusion of it has to be tomorrow where she's engaged or married. Yeah, actually that's the case. It's talking about a case of not a married woman. How do you, if you're learning Exer Shema, only an Arusan, not a married woman. You hold a married woman also. The Gemara says, Bat u bat in Jerush. I learned the Exer Shema, the word, the extra vav teaches me even a fully married woman. And my lawyer said back to him, bat u bat. He's like, okay, fine. It's an extra vav. So now you're taking this vav to make a woman chayab mitah serefa instead of sekila. Even if the word and, if the vav and, teaching you a married woman, maybe you should also include an unmarried woman. If you're on telling me that it's excluding an unmarried woman, we should exclude another case it's not talking about, which should exclude the case of a fully married woman. How does the answer that? He says, no, the Gzera excludes the unmarried woman, and he says, yeah, the vav includes it. But Rishma, what does he do with that? Savar mi dekamar led bat ubat shmamina hadar be megzer shvai. Says no, Rabbi Akiva said that the bat ubat and the vav, he doesn't know megzer shvai anymore. Remember the Rabbi Shmuel high bat ubat madar. What did he do with the extra vav? Mibar le ligdan revuah dishma ravin. Here's as follows: the fish matzinu b'shalak katub mizrachim between mimim da'alad meaning. He's saying that the pasuk makes a difference between kohanim, men that have a mum and no mum, blemish or non-blemish. Only unblemished can work in Beit HaMikdash. Therefore, maybe you should also make a difference with those daughters as well. The daughters are the ones who have a mum. Maybe they should not be considered full kohanot, and therefore they shouldn't be get henek like any other woman. Therefore, Torah says, bat ubat, they are also considered burnt. They are also considered kohenet, and they are burnt. Rabbi Akiva, where has he know that halacha? We learn that the Torah says that they shall be considered holy. Rabbi Shmuel, what do you do with that pasuk? No, maybe you might think it only includes the kohanim that are that have a mum are considered that get the hayav, but maybe the kohanim themselves are that are elevated, but not the daughters. Therefore, it teaches you even the daughters are. Rabbi Shmuel, how does he know? I would know the pasuk of that she ruined her father's name. The tiny brother says, that she ruined her father. If people were treating her father like a holy person, they would now treat him not as respectfully. If they treat him with honor, they would now treat him with no honor. They will tell him, cursed be the one that you had this child, this daughter that had adultery. Cursed be the one that raised her, you. Cursed be you that you raised that she came from you. How do we know that we call someone who's wicked man, the son of a wicked man, even if he's a wicked man, the son of a tzaddik, that we even consider the father wicked? Come on, can I tell like this right that shows you that the father rather, is still is ridiculed and bashed for his sinful daughter. Okay, the Mishnah ended. Zoom mitzvah tahin. This is a mitzvah for teaching you how we do sekilah. Man tana why we mention that? We already taught you how to do sekilah. The Gemara says no. משום טעם נגמר הדין מוצאים לצדקו בסקילה היה גבוה שתי כמות ועד דקה בעד למדת דין מצוות נוספים תלמוד למה נסקלים. We know that we already went through the halacha of sekilah. We told you all the halachot, how we bring them out, etc., how you do it, the verdict, etc. Then we said how you carry it out. And the next Mishnah is talk about how we do the serefa. So we wanted to mention that we already meant this was the mitzvah of sekilah, and tomorrow we'll be starting serefa.